Yo, what's going on, guys? Eagle Talks Football, and I'm back again with another video. Hope everyone is doing well. Do me a favor, if you're watching this right now, let me know what you think about the whole Moises Caicedo saga, everything that's going on. Brighton saying they don't want to sell, Arsenal bidding, Chelsea bidding, the player putting in a transfer request. We're gonna talk about all that plus more. Rumor has it that Arsenal have now agreed personal terms with Moises Caicedo. Rumor has it that Arsenal's bid was what triggered this whole thing where he's put in a transfer request. I'm going to give you my thoughts on what's going on, and I'm going to give you some of the cold, hard facts on everything that's being played out behind the scenes. At this moment in time, I need you guys to let me know, do you think Moises Caicedo will be leaving his club, and where do you think he'll be ending up come the end of the season? Let me know that in the comment section. Also, let me know where you're watching from. If you're watching from the UK, if you're watching from Canada, if you're watching from America, wherever you are watching from in the world, let me know in the comment section right now. And also, I will be having Brandon joining us throughout the stream, and I'll also have a Chelsea fan who wants to set the record straight about this Bukayo Saka is he world class debate. We're also going to talk about Thomas Partey. There's a big update on Thomas Partey's injury status. This is massive news for Arsenal. We need to know what's going on with Thomas Partey, because as Thomas Partey goes, also goes our title hopes, because we currently don't have any backups for him. Hence why Moises Caicedo is so important and so crucial to this team, because without him, who do we really have? Who do we really have? When you look past Thomas Partey, Mohamed Al-Nani's injured, and he's always injured. He's always injured nowadays. Lokonga's not good enough. We need to get rid of him. We know this. But yeah, first things first, hope everyone's doing well. Let me know where you guys are watching from. We got some people watching from Glasgow. We got some people watching from America. We got some people watching from Nairobi, Kenya, in Africa. Big up to my guy, right? 50% chance of it happening, some people are saying. Let me know where you guys are watching from, people. Shout out to my people all the way in Nigeria. Big up, Iga. I'm doing well. Big up, Iga. I don't think Caicedo will leave Brighton. Well, I will tell you something. Just a couple days ago, they were saying they want 100 million for Caicedo. Today, they've lowered it to 90, and in the last hour, they've even lowered it down to 80. So in a span of 24 hours, the price for Moises Caicedo has gone from 100 million euro, 100 million pounds, to now 80 million pounds. If I'm not going to say so myself, Edu and these guys might be doing a good job negotiating. But let me ask you guys this. There is a weird bunch of people in the Arsenal fan base who care about how much money Arsenal spend on players. Why the hell do you give a shit if we spend 100 million on a player, or if we spend 50 million on a player, or if we spend 20 million on a player? If the player is a good player, that's all I care about. Why do you care, and why are you pocket watching? Why are these people pocket watching? Stop pocket watching your own club. Go pocket watch other rivals. I don't give a shit. If we spend 50 million, if we spend 50 million on Ben White, and Ben White's playing the way that he's playing right now, I'm happy. If we spend 30 million on a player who's playing terrible, I would give him the same stick as the player we spend 150 million on. Why do we care so much about how much money we spend on players? I don't get it. Right? People are saying Kroenke's wife is a billionaire too. Yeah. Like, why do you guys care so much? What about Ibrahim Bamba? Ibrahim Bamba is not good enough for the Premier League at this moment in time. He's not. Let's keep it real. The guy is 6 foot something, and he's 150 pounds. If you think Fabio Vieira is skinny, wait until you see Ibrahim Bamba. And you think he can play as a defensive midfielder in the Premier League? Get out of here. The guy's too skinny. Go play. He needs to go buckle up. He needs to go and hit the gym. Hit the gym. That's what he needs. Big up my guy Samuel watching from the States. Shout out to all the people stateside. Let me know. Do we go straight into the? Where do we start? Where do we start, ladies and gentlemen, today? Where do we start? Because there's a lot to get through. There's a lot to talk about. There's a lot that's happened in the last 24 to 48 hours that you guys don't even know about at this moment in time. There's some things that you don't even know about that's been happening. First things first, about 5 hours ago, they were saying one thing. 8 hours ago, they were saying another thing. You have Fabrizio Romano reporting stuff 8 hours ago about some other, about Moises Caicedo. It's just all over the place. Everything's all over the place. Moises Caicedo's not approaching training. He's not. There's just so much going on. It's crazy. It's crazy, the amount of updates that I got to give you guys right now. There's so much that we got to go through. First things first, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Where should we begin? None other than the man himself, and not reporting to training. reportedly, Moises Caicedo was not reporting to training. Yes, Moises Caicedo, after handing in the transfer request, after putting in the transfer request where he spoke about a bunch of different things. Let me show you guys. If you guys haven't already seen it, have you guys seen it? I hope you guys seen it because this was a pretty big deal. Like the guy literally poured his heart out to his about his fans, about everything, and he said that like this is a situation where I need to look at my future. This is the guy has 10 kids. No, the guy has 10 siblings. 10 siblings. The guy has 10 siblings. Look at this. You can't emphasize enough. This is generational wealth he's looking after. He's trying to look after all his family. Look at this. This was Caicedo, what he posted on his Instagram and his Twitter. I'm grateful to Mr. Bloom and Brighton for giving me a chance to come to the Premier League. I feel like I've had done my best and I've always wanted to play football with a smile on my heart. I'm the youngest of 10 siblings from a poor upbringing in Santo Domingo in Ecuador. Take that in, guys. 10. The guy has a football team. He's literally missing a goalkeeper. That's it. Okay. He has 10 outfield players in his family, bro. That's mad. Then you got this. He's like, my dream was always to be the most decorated player in history in Ecuador, and I promise to bring a record transfer fee to Brighton, which would help them reinvest into the club and be successful. To the fans, I've taken me into their hearts, and I'll always be in my heart. So I'm happy that you can understand why I take up this magnificent opportunity. So what opportunity is he speaking about? Clearly, he's talking about the opportunity of moving on, and people are very upset about the guy handing in a transfer request. Why are you upset? Shout out to my people all the way in Jamaica. Big up to the people all the way in Jamaica watching from. I'm not too familiar with that place. I'm not too familiar with that. But yeah, let's keep it moving. Let me know if you guys want to help the show, make sure you do hit that like button. It's absolutely free. That's one way to help the show. And if you guys also want to help the show another way, you can submit super chats and let me know what you think. But I'll try to get to your questions as much as we can. No other offer has been submitted. We're gonna get there. Slow down. You're jumping the gun. You're jumping the gun a little bit too fast. You're going a little bit too quick. Also, pictures of Caicedo in an Arsenal kit have surfaced on the internet. Pictures of Caicedo in an Arsenal kit have surfaced. Also, pictures of Caicedo in a Chelsea shirt have surfaced. So we've seen him in both kits. We've seen him in an Arsenal kit and we've seen him in a Chelsea kit. It is what it is. We move on, right? There is a lot of things to talk about. So 17 hours ago, Fabrizio Romano also reported on some things, but this was another thing that he reported on that Caicedo would be considering not attending training. Moises Caicedo would be considering not attending training with Brighton to push a move, as reported by Fabrizio Romano about 17 hours ago. 17 hours ago, this was reported. 17 hours ago. You know what ended up happening? It ended up coming to fruition. When David Ornstein reported that, yes, he is actually not going to be attending training. Now, Fabrizio Romano reported also this about 8 hours ago that Moises Caicedo did not turn up for training today, and he will leave immediately. And Caicedo could miss tomorrow's game versus Liverpool in the FA Cup, right? Arsenal expected to be submitting a new improved bid after the £60 million bid was revealed yesterday, which was then refused. So the bid yesterday was refused, right? Let's now look at some of the things that have gone on since the bid being refused. He not only refused the bid, but he also has a situation where he told David Ornstein. David Ornstein came out and reported on this. Let me show you guys what I mean. 7 hours ago, David Ornstein reported that Moises Caicedo will not attend Brighton's training. Caicedo will not attend Brighton's training, and nor will he play versus Liverpool, confirmed by David Ornstein that he will not be playing. And the Ecuadorian midfielder will be staying until February 1st when the transfer window closes. Expected him to be part of the squad in the second of the season. At this moment in time, David Ornstein putting a dagger in all of Arsenal hearts and saying that the deal will not be happening. The deal will not be happening. That's what he's saying. He looks better in red. My guy Ben, he knows. He knows. So this right here, David Ornstein is almost putting a dagger in our hearts, saying, "Oh, it's not gonna happen. It's not gonna happen. He's staying. He's staying. He's staying. He's staying. He's staying. He's not gonna happen. It's not gonna happen. It's not gonna happen." But this was what they were saying when Chelsea were interested in him. This was what they were saying when Chelsea bid 55 million. He actually released a statement on the Brighton website, but this is different. The reason why it's different, Arsenal have come in, and Arsenal mean business, ladies and gentlemen. Let me tell you what I mean. I'm told, says Charlie here, that Moises Caicedo was interested in Chelsea, but was fine to wait until the summer for Chelsea, for the Chelsea bid. However, Arsenal bid changed everything. However, though the imminent title race has been given urgency, desire to leave, to join Arsenal, basically, Brighton won't be bullied into anything regardless. So this is a crucial part to the whole puzzle. This is a crucial part to the whole puzzle. Basically, he was willing to wait until the summer for Chelsea, but the fact that Arsenal are currently in a title race and he could then help us win this title race and then be more decorative as a player and then win a trophy, that desire to potentially win a trophy, that pull that a title race has, the pull that a team that's at the top of the table has, is different levels, guys. This is different gravy. The last couple of years, we've been depending on our name, our club status, potentially being in Europe to pull players. When you're in a title race, players' heads turn. They stand up straight and they say, "Whoa, what's happening there? I want a piece of that." That's what he's saying to himself. And especially with the situation yesterday where we've seen the drop-off in quality from when Thomas Partey came off the pitch and Lokonga came on, Mikel Arteta and the boys definitely want to get this done. They definitely want to get this done. So yeah, with that being said, in the training rumors, we're hearing stuff about Brighton's ownership and not being bullied and their whole situation. Let's actually deep what these guys are saying. Brighton have further talks with Arsenal this morning. However, Tony Blooms already told Caicedo it's categorically not for sale this month. But why are you having a conversation? They're lying to us. Stop lying. Stop the cap. Stop the cap. I smell cap. I'm telling you guys, they keep lying to you guys. The media are the Brighton side. This is what's happening. Brighton's media are telling us that he's not for sale. Arsenal's media are telling us that we're going to bid another bid. Both things cannot be coexisting. Arsenal would not bid if they didn't have an inkling that Brighton would be willing to sell. Where Brighton keep telling us he's not for sale, he's not for sale, he's not for sale. That is their whole strategy to try to drive the price up, to try to show that they are in a strong position. Of course you're in a strong position. The player is yours, but the player has categorically told you he wants to leave. This is why players need to have more control over their careers, and more people need to do what Haaland did when he was at Dortmund. Insert a release clause, so when a big club comes in or somebody comes in where you're willing to go to that club, they can actually trigger that release clause and you can be okay with that move. At this moment in time, he doesn't have any power over his career. All he could do is release that respectful statement that he did, and now try to force the move by not playing for the remaining 4 days until the transfer window is done. But he's only going to miss really one game, which is against Liverpool in the FA Cup, where I don't think Brighton really care too much about. Iga, what about Mudryk and Felix? That's long gone. We got Trossard. We move on. It is what it is. Forget about Mudryk and Felix. We're not talking about them right now. They're Chelsea players. Let them enjoy themselves. Let them enjoy their career at Chelsea, where they're going to struggle this season. And Mudryk and Felix are going to be Chelsea's shining lights. Enjoy those guys. No disrespect to Chelsea fans, but we're focusing on Arsenal right now, right? There's a show for that. Now, moving on from this, right? You have this here. Sam Stone saying that there has been direct contact between Brighton and Arsenal for Caicedo. However, he's not for sale. When are they gonna stop the cap? When are they gonna stop the cap? You have Charles Watts here reporting the same thing. Unequivocally, their response to Arsenal has been that they remain. Caicedo is not for sale. Statement: Arsenal have yet to have a second bid submitted. La 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 la. Big decisions to make. Time is ticking. They just keep saying the same things over and over again, over and over again, over and over again. We're gonna get to the Thomas Partey stuff in a second. We'll get to that in a second. But yeah, then we have a rumor here that Arsenal is still waiting for the lights from Brighton, as they are told no offer has come in. This is Sky Sports that came in with this. I'm not going to show you guys what we're here for. I'm not going to show you guys what we're actually here for, because there is some big news that's dropped. Big news that's dropped. And I'm hopeful. I'm hopeful that Brighton will open the door and let him leave before the end of the window, but we have to pay the price that they want. That is the reality. That is the reality. We have to pay the price that they want. They're not going to give him to us for any cheaper. They're not going to do us any favors. That is the situation at Brighton right now. They're not going to do us any favors. But let me show you guys something. Let me go back to my account and let me go through my likes, because I liked a certain tweet that I need to show you guys. Let me show you guys what I'm about to show you guys. So before we go into the actual situation where Thomas Partey and everything else, we're just gonna talk about the actual contract, because it seems like Moisés Caicedo's contract is agreed apparently. Let me show you guys what I'm talking about. Here we go. So I'm gonna pull it up. I don't know how reliable this guy is. I'm just gonna put that out there. This hasn't officially been co-signed by any of the tier ones, but this is one of those people who just comes out with stuff, and it seems quite reliable. He's always bringing out transfer news. Let's see if we can deduct some cap from this. Yeah. So apparently 5-year personal terms agreed. Tammy just put in the comment section. Yeah. How'd you know I was gonna pull that up? So reports coming out from this gentleman here stating that Arsenal have prepared a new bid around 70 to 75 million, and Brighton are for Brighton's Caicedo, of course, who has already agreed personal terms, a new 5-year contract. So yeah, he reported 19 hours ago that Arsenal have officially asked Brighton. Moisés Caicedo has officially asked Brighton to be sold from Brighton to Arsenal, and the Gunners have agreed a 5-year contract with the player. So we currently have, in writing, apparently, personal terms are done. Personal terms are not an issue. Personal terms are sorted. And the reason why I know this is not cap is because the guy is not making that much. Caicedo right now, his wages at Brighton are peanuts. He's on peanuts at Brighton. Like, his wages at Brighton are ridiculously low. Let me show you guys what he's on. When I show you guys how much he's earning right now, you're gonna be like, yo, how is this guy? He's not making much. He's literally not making much at this moment in time. Let me just show you guys how much he's on, because it's actually crazy. Payroll track. I just need to pull up payroll. Go to Brighton Hove Albion. Okay. Moisés Caicedo. Yeah, so he's on 15K a week. Yeah. 15K a week the guy's on. 15K. That's peanuts. Listen, the guy has 10 siblings. Brighton, do the right thing. Do the right thing, Brighton. The guy has 10 siblings. He needs more money. Move him to Arsenal. We can get him that money now, and we can get him a ring. We can get him a trophy. Look at that. 15. Look at that. Matoma's on 10. God damn it. This guy is gonna. They're basically stopping him from getting a pay rise in the middle of the season. I get it, it's football, and these guys are professionals, and this is their job, and they know what they signed up for. But like, come on, if you got an opportunity like this to move to a club that's potentially going to win a Premier League, and you're one of the key guys at your team, come on, you gotta. There's something. There has to be some sort of law to stop people from doing this. from holding people back. They should not be able to hold people back to this level. I get it. I would be upset if it was at Arsenal, but at the same time, I kind of understand why Bukayo Saka wants that security in his contract. I kind of understand why some of these guys want that security in their contract. It makes sense. It makes sense. It makes sense. Like, it makes sense. I personally, I get it. I get it. It makes sense. Overall, to me, if a professional footballer, if you want to move away from a club, even Arsenal, there's been players who've wanted moves away from Arsenal, and I understood why they want that move. But money is not the be on end all for this situation. It's not only the money, because he would have got the money at Chelsea. The thing that really turned his head was that potential of winning a title this season. That's what really turned his head. That's what really made him say, you know what? I'm up now. I'm paying attention. This is no longer a thing where I want to wait. This is a thing where now we need to start doing things now. We need to start moving now. So this is what brings us to the point of the video. This is what brings me to the point of the video. The Daily Mail have reported this. Now, I know, you know, we all know the Daily Mail might not be the most reliable source, but they get things right sometimes. They get things right sometimes. So let's see what they've said on this situation. The Daily Mail have said Arsenal have submitted a £70 million bid for Moisés Caicedo, which is 10 million more than what we originally bid apparently the other day. Now, with that being said, my thing is, I'm wondering if there's any validity to this at this moment in time, because why hasn't there been more news around this from other outlets? Why hasn't co-signed from Fabrizio's? Why hasn't there been a co-sign from David Ornstein? Why hasn't there been more co-signings around this? Because let's be honest, the tier ones, when something drops, they all start dropping like flies, left, right, center. They all just start going. They all just say, you know what, this guy's right, that guy said it. They all source the first person who said it, and they all just run with it. But I'm seeing this, and I'm starting to say to myself, something don't add up. Something don't add up. First, they want what? They want 50 million, then they want 60 million, then they want 100 million, then they want 80 million, 90 million. They're all over the place, Brighton, first of all. But Arsenal to bid 70 million is kind of on brand. It's kind of on brand for Arsenal to bid under the valuation a second time before we submit a third bid that's more serious. It's very on brand that we do something like that, because we tend to take our time with these transfers, if I'm not mistaken. Like, every time we do transfers, we tend to take our sweet time. Now, everyone wants clicks. I know, absolutely. Harvey, fully agree with you. Everyone wants clicks. Let me put that up there. Harvey's right. Egal, Chelsea will win the Champions League this season. 4Channel, I wish you the best of luck, but I don't believe you will. Hopefully, for your sake, your team actually doesn't let you down, and they at least make you happy for the remainder of the season. Not too happy though, right? So yeah, Simon Jones is the one that reported this. He said Arsenal have submitted a second bid worthy of £70 million for Moisés Caicedo, but Brighton want only 80 million for their. Brighton want 80 million, which is 10 million off the valuation that Arsenal are supposedly going to be bidding with the second bid. Now, I think Arsenal haven't submitted anything. My theory is they're kind of guessing. I think they're guessing at this point, because it don't make sense. Things don't make sense. Things are happening that people are saying are happening, but I don't believe they're actually happening. Like, reports came out that Arsenal were going to make a £65 million bid. Like, now there's a report coming out that we're making a £70 million bid. What is the truth? What is not the truth? That is what we need to figure out. That is what we need to try to come to a consensus around what is the truth and what's not the truth. So here's my theory. My theory is that they don't know when Arsenal are going to bid a second bid. They don't know if Arsenal are preparing a second bid yet or not. They don't even know if Brighton have given Arsenal the okay to say, you know what, you can go and bid this amount and we'll sell him. I think people are doing is, I think people are jumping the gun and they're trying to be the first one to break some sort of story that they hear a little rumor about. So what the Daily Mail are doing is they heard that Arsenal are reportedly going to be bidding a second bid. They've guessed the price and they put it out there. I don't think they actually have a concrete source, because if they did, David Ornstein, Fabrizio Romano, all these guys would have the same story out there within an hour, and everyone would know about the bid, the price, and what's actually happening. But at this moment in time, Simon Jones has dropped us this bomb right here, saying 70 million. Arsenal are willing to spend 70 million on this player, and they're increasing their bid. But why are we increasing our bid to 70 million when they want 100 million? And then to say they now are lowering their price from 100 million to 80 million is contradicting again. So there's just so much contradictions on everything in the price, let alone the contradictions going on with David Ornstein saying that he's foregoing training and he's foregoing everything, to Alex, what's his name? Alex Kroc. One second. Alex Cork, who works for TalkSport. What's his name? Alex. I think he's a United fan who works for TalkSport. He said something about Caicedo was given a pass from Brighton to not play until the remainder of the transfer window, which is the next 4 days. I don't know what to think anymore, because to me, it just sounds like a bunch of BS. It just sounds like 1 second they're saying one thing, and we've seen this story before. We have seen this story before. Let me show you guys what I mean. With Cucurella, there's a situation where Brighton tells Cucurella to stay away from the first team training. We've seen that story. We know how it ended. He didn't go to Man City. He ended up going to Chelsea, and Chelsea ended up paying the money for him. Even Brighton put out a tweet the day before he was fully, here you go. Brighton put out a tweet saying, oh, he's not going nowhere. We don't know anything about this agreement. Today, on this side, we have this story coming out. This is what's come out. Brighton have given Caicedo the time off until the end of the window. They want him to focus and to be ready for the second half of the season. They are in a position, their position is unchanged, and the player will not be for sale. Why do they keep saying the player is not for sale if reports are telling us that their valuation? They're trying to spin our heads. There's two different narratives going on in the media, and they're fully contradicting each other. So you can't tell me 1 second you don't want to sell the player, and then have other reports coming out that 90 million would get the deal done, 60 million would get the deal. 60 million bid has gone in from Arsenal Football Club. 65 million improved bid might go in. 90 million. All these things lead to the fact that Brighton have told Arsenal, yes, he is for sale for the right price. Chelsea also might have been told that he is for sale for the right price. That is the reality. Also, we got 565 of you guys in the chat right now. Do me a favor, drop that goddamn like button right now. Drop kick it, hit that like button, stop what you're doing. We should have at least minimum 350 likes in this video right now. Go do that right now. It takes a second. You know what? I'm even going to like it from my account. Make sure you go like it. We're on currently 134 likes. Go drop kick that like button. Now, just to give you guys one more little thing before we move on from the Thomas Partey to the Thomas Partey thing, I'm just going to say this. There's good news on the Thomas Partey thing, by the way. Thomas Partey has tested, and the injury is not as severe as first thought. So that's massive news with Thomas Partey. We're gonna get into that. But before we get into Thomas Partey news, it is crucial that you guys understand that the Caicedo thing at this moment in time is Arsenal are hopeful that Brighton may sell him. That is their situation. It's not a situation where there's a guarantee that he's going to be sold or that Brighton are even shopping him around. Rumor has it that once we bought Trossard, they were in a strong enough position to hold on to Caicedo until the summer, and they don't need the funds. That is the reality. So Kia, friend of the show, saying Arsenal are hopeful that Brighton may sell Caicedo if they bring in a midfielder before the deadline. The club admitted they are not behind the post. What? I don't even know what that means. But yeah, going back to the whole second part of this, when we talk about central midfielders, this doesn't affect the Declan Rice move in the summer. Reports saying the Caicedo deal does not affect the Declan Rice deal. So not only does Arsenal want Moisés Caicedo, we want Declan Rice too. Reports saying all reports are leading towards Declan Rice also still coming in. Very interesting. I'm not going to lie to you guys. At this moment in time, I think we need to stop becoming accountants, stop caring about how much money it's going to cost, and put our money where our mouth is and actually drop that money. We, as a club, we should just say, you know what? This is how much it's going to cost for Moisés Caicedo. He is the level raiser. He is going to take our midfield from where it is right now from Partey to Lokonga to Partey to Caicedo. And Caicedo, let's be honest, he's going to fit in like a drum, straight up. Just go straight into that midfield, replace Thomas Partey simply, even though we don't know what it's going to look like when he comes over, how much it's going to cost, everything else. I could forgo that. If it guarantees us a Premier League title, I don't care how much it costs. If it guarantees us that we can get over this line, I think it's going to be worth it. And in the future, when we do have another injury for Thomas Partey, or we do have a Xhaka injury, or we have another midfield problem, we have that extra person that we can bring off the bench. This is a crucial situation. We need to take this with serious effort. People saying it's Sky, so it's legit. What are Sky saying now? Because in my opinion, Sky Sports, they just quote a bunch of people. Sometimes they don't even check their own sources. That's the reality. Sometimes Sky Sports don't even check their own sources. They just start quoting people left, right, center. At this moment in time, the Daily Mail is the last person to report anything massive about Caicedo. The Daily Mail was the last person to report anything massive about Caicedo. I don't see anything else. I don't think he's going to end up at Chelsea either. At this moment in time, it might be a situation where Chelsea try to come in last minute. That could be possible. But at this moment in time, it does seem like all signs lead towards him joining Arsenal and him being Arsenal's top priority for the remainder of the January transfer window. Now, there are alternatives. There are alternatives. There's a guy named Martin Zubimendi or something like that. Yeah, let me tell you guys about this guy. So what you need to know about Martin Zubimendi is he has a release clause of 57 million pounds, I think. He currently plays at Real Sociedad. He's a young defensive midfielder, also linked to Barcelona as a Sergio Busquets replacement. This is the guy who people are saying could be the alternative to Moisés Caicedo. This is the guy they're saying could be the alternative to Caicedo. Now, I'm not going to lie to you guys. I'll tell you guys what I know about Zubimendi. Zubimendi, young player currently playing at Real Sociedad. He's 23 years old, Spanish international. This season played 17 games for the La Liga side. He's linked to a move to Arsenal for around 52 million pounds. He has a release clause in his Real Sociedad contract, which Arsenal could trigger at any moment. Now, could he be the plan B? Potentially. Reports saying that he has already spoken to Arsenal, and Arsenal promised to trigger the release clause. Now, why would we do that? Maybe we have a legitimate plan B to Caicedo. Maybe we have a serious plan B. Zubimendi is only available in the summer. My friend, don't lie to people. Don't lie to people. He has a release clause, and his release clause allows him to leave his contract at any moment in time. In La Liga, when you have a release clause, you pay that release clause and bang, you're out the door. As you can see here, Arsenal told they must pay the 52 million pound release clause to sign him from Real Sociedad. If Arsenal pay the 52 million release clause, that he's ours. That's it. 52 million. That's all it will cost you. I know that's a lot of money. But still, the player will be ours if we pay the 52 million release clause. I don't think we will pay the 52 million release clause for him at this moment in time. I still feel like Arsenal is going to push and push and push for Moises Caicedo, but it seems like if Caicedo doesn't get over the line, we might have an alternative ready to go. That is the situation. Now, just to give you guys some quick information, there's numerous rumors that Declan Rice is still on the cards. So Declan Rice is still on the cards, right? So you have Declan Rice still on the cards, potential transfer to Arsenal could still happen. Onana rumors from Everton have gone extremely quiet. Rumors about Onana being sold have gone straight out the window. I haven't heard anything about Onana for the last 24 hours. It seemed like that story came and went. Could we go back to Onana? Potentially. I don't think that is actually a reality. I think Everton are in a critical situation, and for them to sell Onana in this critical situation, even for 50 million, doesn't make sense. So I don't think Onana is going to happen, right? Caicedo now. Brighton are saying they don't want to sell. Arsenal have bid 60 million for Caicedo. Makes this a situation where you say to yourself, why won't Brighton sell? Maybe it's because they don't have enough time to get a replacement. That is not true. Reportedly, they actually have a replacement in line for Caicedo already. Brighton have a Caicedo replacement ready to sign. Let me figure out what the replacement was. Brighton. They've already been linked to their Brighton replacement. The Caicedo Brighton replacement is 1 second. He is Amadou. Is this guy right here, the same guy who Liverpool are linked to? Let me show you guys. This is Brighton's replacement, by the way. Brighton are already like they're ready. These guys have gone to RB Leipzig, and they're like, "Yo, give us this guy. He's gonna be our Caicedo replacement." And they move swiftly. And watch, in a couple years' time, this guy might be what do you call it? Their next big thing. He might be their next big superstar. That is the thing. So let me show you guys who I'm talking about. I'm just going to show you guys who they are linked to. Yep, people in the comment section are already putting his name in the chat. So Football Insider have said Brighton are in talks with Leipzig over Amadou. How do you pronounce his name? Let me see.
Amadou
Haidara. If you guys don't know what he looks like, I'll get a picture for you guys right now, and I'll put it on the screen. This is Brighton's potential replacement for Caicedo. They already have it. Sorted. They've already gotten a replacement lined up. They're gonna steal one of Liverpool's targets. Apparently, he's also a Liverpool target. So but Liverpool could Liverpool were linked to him to join them in the summer. But if he does join a Premier League club in January, potentially it would be Brighton if Caicedo was sold. How much could he go for? Who knows? Some people would even say, forget about Caicedo, go sign this guy and the other guy, get two players in. It doesn't make sense. Let's be honest. If we need players, this guy is a 24-year-old midfielder currently playing at Leipzig, had 16 games in the Bundesliga so far this season. Brighton have already had an offer rejected from Salzburg for the player. Brighton are looking at him as their next midfield target. How much is his market value? Between 20 to 30, potentially up to even 40 million. That's 40 million euros, that is. That is how much they're saying he could cost. Right? People are saying we should cookie him. What? People in the chat saying we should cookie him. If not, West Ham get relegated. People want to know about West Ham? We're going to get back to West Ham in a second. But yeah, so that is the situation with that. And then going back to Zubimendi. So Martín Zubimendi is a backup plan for Caicedo. Onana is not going to happen, most likely. And Declan Rice is interesting. Let me tell you what's going on with the Declan Rice thing. This right here is interesting, ladies and gentlemen. Not only does Arsenal want Caicedo, but if and when we do get Caicedo, if we do get him, it doesn't change anything. Apparently, if we get Caicedo, we still want Declan Rice. Apparently, when we get Caicedo, potentially, when we get Caicedo, Arsenal's pursuit of Declan Rice doesn't change. We still want him. We still want him, and we won't stop. Arsenal will continue to pursue Declan Rice in the summer, even though if we get Moises Caicedo over the line. That's amazing. Imagine a midfield where you're shifting Partey and Xhaka, and you have Declan Rice and Caicedo ready to go. It could be a situation where we even change the way that we play. You never know. You never know. But long story short, we'll have options. We'll have options. You look at City, they got Bernardo Silva, Kevin De Bruyne, they got Gundogan, they got Rodri, they got Calvin Phillips. That's just 5 names right there, right? Who else do they have in that? Who else do they have that you could play in that midfield? I'm just trying to think. Like, they got 5 names right there. I just named off the top of my head. If you want to even count Jack Grealish or Foden as midfielders, up to you. I don't really classify them as midfielders. I put them more as wingers. But City have like 5 legitimate options. And at this moment in time, Arsenal, if we do get Declan Rice, we'll have Declan Rice. If we do get Caicedo, we'll have Caicedo. Of course, we have already Partey and Xhaka. And then you look at Fabio Vieira and Odegaard. That could be 6 midfield options. We could have 2 players in every position. Imagine that. How crazy would that be? That would be exactly what everyone's been asking for in years. A team that has 2 players in every position. A giant club. That is what clubs need to do. That is what clubs should do. Most clubs don't have the avenue to actually go for quality players in many different positions. Okay. Don't tell me about Rudy guy ever again. This guy, Rudy, is the biggest clown on social media. His sources are a flower guy from East London. That's his sources. Like, I don't trust that guy as far as I could throw him. And I don't know how much that is at all. So long story short, this guy right here, when his sources are a flower guy in Italy, when his sources are a flower guy in East London, I can't trust him. Like, I know one of his sources. One of his sources is a guy who I used to work with on Sunny TV. The guy doesn't know shit about anything. He has no actual links. He just makes shit up. He just makes shit up, sees what sticks. That's what he does. He literally just makes shit up for a living. Don't ever in your life take anything this guy says serious. Don't ever in your life take anything this guy says serious. He's the biggest clown on social media. Okay? Don't take this guy serious. Don't take this guy serious. His sources is a guy who runs a TikTok account that talks about transfer. That's his source. You can't take him serious. Forget that guy. Don't ever bring his name up. He's not reliable. He's bullshit. BS. Don't ever listen to him. BS. Right? Do I think Caicedo? Do I think Arsenal will get Caicedo? At this moment in time, it's on Brighton. If Brighton say we are willing to sell him, then yes. If Brighton say no, we are not willing to sell him, then no. But at this moment in time, they keep saying they're not willing to sell him. But I kind of have a feeling that they're just chatting shit. I feel like they're just chatting shit and they're just saying this for the sake of saying it. Now, quickly, this is important. Thomas Partey, initial tests shown that his injury is not serious, and the club are expecting him to be fit in time for the weekend's game versus Everton. That is massive news, ladies and gentlemen. Thomas Partey's injury is not that serious. He's not injured for a long time. He's going to be perfectly fine, and that is crucial because we need to make sure that we have everybody available on point for this title race. This is reported by Jack Russer from The Sun. He was the original first person to report this. He specifically also reported on the Caicedo thing himself. So let me just show you guys what he reported on and what he had to say on this situation. So He first started by saying Brighton have held further talks with Arsenal this morning. However, the owner of Brighton, which is Tony Bloom, has told Moises Caicedo categorically not for sale this month. La 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 la, blah blah blah. We already know, right? Then you have Brighton digging in their heels, blah 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 blah. However, the behavior of Caicedo, new representatives hasn't gone down well. Interesting. So him requesting for a transfer move and stating that this is for himself and his family and for would be best for his career hasn't gone down well. Bullshit. Honestly, people understand this football is a job for some of these people, and especially for players when this is their life, they should have a little bit of more control over what they want, right? But I get it. The footballers are commodities to these clubs. Arsenal will still want midfield cover, but initial checks have shown that Thomas Partey's injury is not a serious one. Expected further will be assessed further in the coming days, but expected to be fit for Everton. That is massive news, people. That is massive news. Massive news that he's going to be fit and available for the Everton game. Huge, absolutely huge news, and I love it. Igel, do you take Caicedo or Enzo Fernandez? I like Enzo Fernandez. I think he's good, but I think Benfica are just asking for a ridiculous fee, and I think we can get Caicedo for cheaper. Plus, Caicedo is already Premier League proven, and we know he would slot in right away. Where even as good as you are as a footballer, coming in from another league, coming over to the Premier League, does have a little bit of time to adjust. Even Fabinho, who's been so good for Liverpool over the last couple of years, took a little bit of time before he got up and running. Rodri took a little time get up and running. Thomas Partey even took a little bit of time to get up and running. That's just the reality. People talking about Todd B wants to join. we'll have to wait and see if Todd B wants to jump in and join the fun. For now, I think that's pretty much it. I think that's pretty much it. I don't think there's anything else that needs to be said on that situation as we go. We know what we need to do. We know what we need. We need to go get a midfielder. Are we going to go and get that midfielder? We'll have to wait and see. When it comes down to the contract situation, 1 down, 2 to go. Martinelli's contract got signed yesterday. If you guys haven't already heard. Martinelli's contract got signed. David Onstein reported yesterday that Martinelli's contract got signed, and that is one of the major cogs that we needed to get done. Martinelli is one of our best players at this moment in time, and for him to get a pay rise and to get a new contract was important. Now we need to go give that same level of contract. We need to go give him the same situation with we need to give the same contract situation that we had with Martinelli. Give Bukayo Saka a new deal, give Saliba a new deal, and we have those guys all tied down for a little while. It's good for us. Very good news for us. Also, former Arsenal target James Maddison is going to be joining Newcastle. That's interesting. Not too much for me to think about there to say about that, but hey, just an interesting thought. Imagine they're going to get Newcastle's going to get James Maddison now too. Interesting times ahead. Let's see. I think Newcastle get top 4 easy. I don't know about you guys, but I think Newcastle get top 4 easy. No question about it. Shout out to my guy Daps showing some love, bro. Appreciate it, bro. My guy. People in chat, if you guys have any questions, please do let me know if you have any questions, and do hit that like button as we are still going. I thought someone was going to jump in here, but they haven't jumped in yet. Let's see if there's any more news. The Thomas Partey stuff is great. We already know about Declan Rice. We've already spoken about Declan Rice. Football Insider giving us fake rumors about some things. So we can't trust some of these sources. It's just some sources you got to take with a grain of salt what they say, because you never know if you can trust what they're saying. So yeah, this is a important thing though. Brighton, this is an important thing for as much as we know everything that we've heard in this stream, everything you've heard in this stream, from all the things that we said, goes back to this one categorical thing that Brighton have been clear that Caicedo and his new agent meeting with this week that he is not for sale and that he does not have a price tag. It is frustrating that interested clubs are risked to determine them, but the statement is a last-ditch attempt to preserve that from who's the. You know what? I'm honestly sometimes I get confused because they all sound the same. All these statements all sound the same. Everything. Sadly, predictable developments won't affect Brighton's stance in the window. This guy is a top journalist for Brighton. He's the athletics correspondent for Brighton, right? And he's been talking about this all day. He's been talking about this all day. He's been talking about how the ownership won't change, their valuation, la 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 la. Basically, just saying that Brighton are run like any other football club in world football, where they're going to try to get as much money for their players. Why he's even tweeting this out? It's pretty common sense. He's probably a mouthpiece for the Brighton guys since he's a correspondent and he wants to stay close to the owners and be in their good books. Reports are that the Brighton's owner and are currently going up against Moises Caicedo's representatives, and it's no contest. Clearly, doesn't have their homework. They don't know how to deal with Brighton. That's what he's saying. So it does seem like an ongoing situation, and he's also co-signing David Ornstein's report that says doesn't expect the deal to get done. So yeah. It's frustrating, people. It's frustrating. I honestly expect this to be going on for the next 4 days. And if we don't get Moises Caicedo over the line, we will get somebody. It's just who that is, we don't know. If we don't get anybody, this will be a massively missed opportunity. With Manchester City not looking as strong as they have been over the last couple of years, they are still a very worthy threat to us to win, and they have the experience and they know how to do this. If we don't have the squad depth, we can, we might not be able to overcome injuries. I'm already lost for words. Arsenal will get Fakundes in. He's not even going to play for us this season. Even if we get Ivan Fresneda in for the second half of the season, he's not going to play for Arsenal. He's going to get a loan straight back. So that's not really squad depth, right? Stop penny pinching. Bro, I want to spend the money. If we had to spend 100 million on the player to get it done, I would drop that 100 million. And I feel like even if he's a bit part player, he will help us win this Premier League. It will be worth every penny. I don't get why we listen. We can name players like Milinkovic-Savic, all these other players that we want to name, but what's to say we go and drop 60 million on Savic right now that he would even come, or that Lazio would want to sell? It's in the same situation. And then there's even the bigger thing of worrying about the player not working out. That's another issue. It's another issue you got to worry about. It's another thing that people need to worry about. It's very annoying, but that's another thing people need to remember. Things don't always work out. Things don't always work out. Just because you think that player is quality doesn't necessarily always work out when they change leagues. That's just the reality of football. But yeah, great stream, Miguel. Thank you, people. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the stream. Hopefully that was very informative. Hopefully it let you guys know a little bit more about the whole Caicedo situation. In my opinion, we should just drop the money and spend the money. We shouldn't. We need to spend money. Yeah, understand that the most expensive teams and the teams with the best players are usually the teams that pay the most and the teams that have built a squad by any means, either building it by good recruitment or building it by spending a lot of money. It tends to come down to one thing. That squad value is pretty high because those players are valued highly because they're performing well. And if you want to add those finishing pieces to the puzzle, you're going to have to spend big money, as Liverpool found out when they bought Fabinho, Alisson, and Van Dijk. We're at that stage where we just need that 1-2 pieces, and then bang, we're winning. We're already winning. but we just need that 1-2 pieces to take us over the hump. And if we can do that, I'll be more than happy. If we don't do that, it will be a massively missed opportunity and I'll be frustrated. But you know what? I still believe we can do it. But I just feel like that extra little bit can push us over the edge. We didn't get Modric. We're now spreading that cash around to get players in many different positions. And I think it's the right decision. Trossard's come in. He's looking quality. Jakob's come in. We don't know what he's going to look like, but we'll have to wait and see. And keep Todd B needs to stay the hell away from Brighton. Todd B needs to stay the hell away from Brighton. We have a good relationship with Brighton. Hopefully we can use it to our advantage. People, I hope you enjoyed the stream. Big up to everyone. Igal, are you going to be on the top 6 show on Monday? We'll see. If I'm busy, probably not. If I'm available, I'll go on 100%. Whenever I can, I go on the football terrace. That is just reality. I think Onana is better than Caicedo. Do you have a bigger sample size with Onana? Besides, or are you just going based off the fact that he's taller, he's played at Lille? It is what it is, whichever one you want. I don't think Onana is leaving Everton. Let's be honest. Why would he? Asensio would be a great signing, better than Trossard. I don't think Asensio is that good. I've even spoken to Real Madrid fans. They told me keep him. I mean, they told me take him. They told me take him. And I said, I don't know. But yeah, Onana's actually good. I rate Onana, but I'm just saying I don't think he's gonna leave Everton. 70 million is the new bid, valid. It's from the Daily Mail. That's the reality. The source is the Daily Mail. We haven't gotten co-signings from other major sources. We have to wait and see. Let's see if the other guys co-sign this. They haven't co-signed it yet. Trossard played well. Yeah, he did. I know you've seen that picture of. I tagged you on Twitter. It is what it is. If he's wearing a Chelsea top, he's wearing an Arsenal top in another picture. It doesn't matter. He's wearing multiple tops. Some people wear tops from different clubs. It doesn't matter. It's not that deep. Trossard will make our chance at winning the Premier League even better. 100%. People talking about Ibrahim Sangara from PSV. I don't think Ibrahim Sangara is even on Arsenal's radar at this moment in time. That is just a reality. Modric is wearing an Arsenal top. It is what it is. Let him wear whatever he wants to wear. But yeah, people, that's it. We're reaching the hour mark. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. Hopefully you guys understood everything that I was talking about, and hopefully you guys doing your thing. If Arsenal could sign one player in world football, obviously it would be Mbappe, dog. Well, we're not gonna sign Kili. But yeah, obviously I'm just joking. But yeah, let's have yourselves a wonderful day. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. Hopefully you guys enjoy everything that's going on with Arsenal, because we are winning. The update on Thomas Partey is that he's going to be fine and he's going to play against Everton. The update with Declan Rice is that Declan Rice is still on Arsenal's radar, and he will most likely still be joining Arsenal in the summer, and he'll be our main target. West Ham fans are quite upset, like Dan Lawless, saying that it could be tapping up. I don't really care. It's part of football nowadays. This is how people do business. And then, yeah, when it comes to Caicedo's handed in his transfer request. He wants to leave. Brighton are saying they're not going to sell. At this moment in time, there's reports a second bid is going in for around 70 million. We have to wait and see if it's an official bid or if it's just a rumored offer. For now, I bid you guys adieu. Have yourselves a wonderful day. This is Egal on Egal Talks Football. Go check me out on TikTok, Egal Talks Football. Go check me out on Twitter, EGTV Egal. And yeah, have yourselves a wonderful, wonderful Saturday. If there's any news tomorrow, I'll be back. If there isn't, I won't be. FA Cup weekend, I'll take a little break from covering all the games. Have a good one.